Welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Friday, the 3rd of March. Good to have you aboard. We are a Blue Wire podcast. Of course, everything ZASLOW Show 2.0 is presented by our title sponsors, Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. If you've had an accident, if you're dealing with an injury, you call 911 first. Then you get an attorney on the phone immediately when you call my friends at Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. So good to have you aboard here as we conclude another week of ZASLOW Show 2.0. We did it. We made it through the week. We're here, everybody. A couple of house cleaning items I got to get to here. First, before we get to the serious stuff, sports so serious. Before we get to the serious stuff, first of all, if you haven't checked out Levitard's show yesterday, you should do that. I would love for you to do that. Obviously, they would love for you to do that, but I would really love for you to do that. And you can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. You can watch it on their YouTube channel. I sat in with them for about an hour in their local hour yesterday. And I'm look, if we got new listeners to ZASLOW Show 2.0, however you're listening to us, however you're listening to the podcast, I love you a long time. Make sure you like, you rate, you comment, you do all that good stuff. Glad to have you aboard if you're new. If you're an OG ZASLOW Show 2.0 listener, you know you guys are you're my dogs, all right? I love it. I'm so, the support, the reaction that I've gotten from the appearance on Levitard's show yesterday has been overwhelming, to say the least. I had no idea it was going to be like that. So many messages, be it on social media or on YouTube. People have reached out to me. I'm thankful to them for having me. I hope it won't be the last time. I think everybody had a lot of fun, and just all of your guys' reaction has been, like I said, a little bit overwhelming. I haven't been able to keep up with all of it. It's been a lot, but it's really great. Really, really good stuff. So I'm super appreciative of all that. It was a lot of fun. We talked a lot of Heat. We talked a lot of Panthers, and just being able to get the show out there, because I've said this before, you wouldn't believe it. Like, you guys, you're an OG ZASLOW Show 2.0 listener. I'm telling you, I run into people all the time. It was, for instance, at my son's, you know what? My younger son, my son Jordan, he plays basketball at the JCC. I'm one of the assistant coaches, and one of the other assistant coaches, great guy, JP, all right? ZASLOW Show fan, listener. When the season started like a month ago, he told me, hey, I listened to your show all those years. What are you doing now? It's like, he's a fan. He's been a long-time listener. He had no idea. Now he knows now. He's got ZASLOW Show 2.0. But I run into people like that all the time who are fans, who are long-time listeners of the show. And I feel like we kind of live in a vacuum a little bit on social media where we think everybody knows everything. There's so many people, most people, whose lives don't revolve around social media. And as a result, you don't know about my show. So I was at a card show with my son a month ago. My older son is so into cards. And a couple of the vendors recognized me. ZASLOW, I'm a long-time listener, man. What are you doing these days? I'm doing ZASLOW Show 2.0. And then I tell them, I go, take out your phone. How do you listen to podcasts? Like Apple. Pull it up right there, and then they click subscribe. It's like, there you go. You got me again. So, like I said, I feel like social media, it's a little bit of an echo chamber, and we feel like everybody hears everything, and it's not real life. Social media is not real. And most people, most of my listeners from 18 years on terrestrial radio, most do not know that I'm doing this yet. So you got to spread the word, all right? Everybody spread the word. And yesterday I know it did. Yesterday certainly helped. Yesterday was a really good day. And it was great seeing all those guys. I mean, I used to see Dan on a daily basis. Hell, for a while, I was on, when I got my own show, 7 p.m. every night on 790 The Ticket. Levitard's show back then used to be 4 to 7 p.m. That was their original time slot, 4 to 7 p.m., eventually expanded to 3 to 7 p.m. But I used to be on right after. Then they were doing middays, and then, of course, mornings, ESPN. But anyway, I was on right after them. So I used to see those guys every day. Those were my guys. Stugotz interviewed me for my job as a producer before 7-9 Ticket even went on the air, you know? So I remember when I first met Dan. When I first met Dan, he was significantly younger than I am right now, which is weird to think about when I first met him at the radio station. So it was really good. I remember Mike Ryan, you know, those days when it was the Wild Wild West at 7-9 Ticket, and intern Mike Ryan is coming with us to Platinum Gold, you know, after the company Hollywood the company holiday party at Shima, and then we go to Platinum Gold, and we got all the Platinum Bucks, and we got intern Mike Ryan right there with me. We were sitting right there on Pervert's Row. You know what I'm talking about. So really good seeing all those guys again, and hopefully it won't be the last time. And I just, like I said, thanks for all the support. Really overwhelmed by the reaction. And it was cool being in the room and doing a show with other people again. It was an adjustment. I had to keep up. There's a lot of voices. I want to fit in. I want to fit out. I want to fit in. There's a lot of voices there. I don't want to overstep, but everyone seems to have enjoyed it. Everyone says it was really, really fun, and I'm really happy with it. So great day yesterday in that regard. Okay, also have a little bit more house cleaning, a little bit more business to get to here. And this is a huge sports weekend, by the way. It's Friday, so you know what that means. We got big game. Not a big game. I got to tell you guys, you're out there wondering, there's so much going on. Zaz, I got to know. I'm going to let you know. Just everybody calm down. I'm going to let you know. Also, we're at that point of the year where, hey, you got great movies, all right? We need to maybe take the family out. I'm going to be taking the family out this weekend. Tomorrow, late afternoonish, I think. We got to go see Cocaine Bear. That's right. It looks wild. We got to see Cocaine Bear. So we're going to be doing that, but that means we got big movie, not a big movie coming up. And there's some other great, one in particular, great movie that came out this weekend. But I got to see Cocaine Bear. It's a bear that loves cocaine. Got to see it. Got to see that. You don't have to sell me. So I'll tell you if it's a big movie or not a big movie. We'll get to that, of course. Very big weekend. We got fights. We got wrestling. Speaking of which, last night dropped a bonus episode of It's Still Real to Me. That's ZASLOW Show 2.0 wrestling podcast. My pal Joey Levine, who joins me every weekend. We're going to do the regular show tomorrow, which will be like a recap of all the big happenings in the world of pro wrestling, including tonight. Huge night tonight, as Cody Rhodes has already said he's going to be on SmackDown. He's going to confront Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going to be there. Hey, do we know if the Tribal Chief's going to be there? He's going to be there. So anyway, that's a huge show tonight. We'll obviously be recapping that. But we dropped a bonus episode of It's Still Real to Me last night because it's an AEW Revolution preview show. Pay-per-view AEW Revolution is this Sunday night. Want to make sure you got a few days to digest that. If we did it like Sunday morning, you'd only have a few hours to digest it. It'll be dated. So it dropped last night. Great AEW Revolution preview show. It's Still Real to Me. Go check that out. Speaking of AEW Revolution, speaking of It's Still Real to Me in pro wrestling, I got some really cool news. If you're a pro wrestling fan listening right now, you're going to understand what a big deal this is. If you're not a pro wrestling fan, that's okay. Just be happy for your boy. So, the biggest pro wrestling show in the world is on SiriusXM Fight Nation Channel 156. It's busted open, all right? Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Dave LaGreca, his rotating co-chair hosts, Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray, Thunder Rosa, Mickey James, Mark Henry. It's the top pro wrestling show in the world. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to noon, I'm hosting. I'll be hosting live on SiriusXM Fight Nation Channel 156, Saturday edition of Busted Open. My co-host is the innovator of violence, the legendary Tommy Dreamer, which is amazing. So, myself, Tommy Dreamer, we got you covered tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to noon, SiriusXM Fight Nation, Channel 156, a Saturday edition of Busted Open. So, I can't tell you how excited I am about that. If you're a pro wrestling fan, love for you to listen. Obviously, we'll be taking calls here and from the Busted Open Nation, and just, it's an easy weekend to do that show. We got to react to tonight, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. We got to preview AEW Revolution Sunday night. And, of course, we're on the road to WrestleMania. I've wanted to do a pro wrestling show forever. I begged Odyssey for years. You're missing out. You're missing out. And just, I don't know, they weren't interested. So when I started ZASLOW Show 2.0, this is easy. Let's do it. I'm gonna do a wrestling show. We named it It's Still Real to Me. Having a great time with it. And now get the opportunity to host tomorrow, 9 a.m. to noon, 156, Sirius XM channel 156 Fight Nation, the greatest pro wrestling show there is. And that, of course, is Dave LaGreca's Busted Open. And I'm super excited to be hosting it with the great Tommy Dreamer. I'm nervous. But the nerves are good because, like the last time I was really nervous about a broadcast was when I was filling in doing the play-by-play for the Miami Heat a few years ago. And I ended up doing half a dozen games. But I was incredibly nervous leading up to it. But the nerves are good. The nerves mean you can be focused, be prepared, you can be ready. Nerves are good. I'm very nervous. Told my wife, I'm really nervous. She goes, it's okay, just be confident. I go, no, I am confident. The nerves are good. I say that even when it comes to sports, my older son, and he's got a big soccer game, and he's the goalie, so it's a high-pressure situation, and sometimes he'll be nervous. Dude, the nerves are good, man. Number one, it means you're going to be focused, all right? Because you want to do well. And that's because, number two, it's important to you. If you weren't nervous, it's not important. If you are nervous, this is something that's meaningful to you. It's important to you. So, yeah, I'm really nervous about tomorrow. I also haven't done a live radio show in, what are we talking, almost 6 months, So, nonetheless, I'm super excited, super nervous, but the nerves are good. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. to noon, Sirius XM Fight Nation channel 156, along with the great Tommy Dreamer, the greatest wrestling show there is, Busted Open. So I'm super appreciative of those guys. Hopefully you tune in. You can call in, be taking calls from the nation throughout the show. You know how it goes. If you're a listener, it's the best. So 9 a.m. to noon tomorrow. I'm really, really excited about it. We got a great weekend coming up, all right? Huge sports weekend. But first, got to start with that disaster that was last night. So the Florida Panthers, and today, unfortunately, could be a big news day as far as the Florida Panthers go. Today's the NHL trade deadline. I think it's at 3 p.m. So today's the NHL trade deadline. By the time you're listening to this, you're listening right now in the future. I'm in the past. I don't have all the information that you have. You know things that I don't know yet. And one of those things you may know is that the Panthers acquired Connor McDavid. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to be some of the information. The information that I think that you're going to have in the future that I don't have right now in the past is that the Panthers were sellers today, or are sellers today at the NHL trade deadline. We went into this week, right? You got a game on Tuesday night, again, at Tampa, and you got a game Thursday night to start a 5-game homestand, I think it is, against Nashville. You got to win them both. Put some pressure on your general manager, Bill Zito, to get you a little bit of help. Now, how does he get you a little bit of help? Panthers don't have a ton of assets. They don't have salary cap space. They traded assets last year, first-round pick Ben Sherratt, first-round pick Claude Giroux. They don't have a first-round pick until 2026. But if the Panthers don't win these 2 games, if they lose them both, or if they split them, Panthers might be sellers. And last night was a pretty typical performance from the Panthers based on this season. Because after a great win Tuesday night, kicked the shit out of the Lightning. I hate that team. After a great win Tuesday night, they followed up with a stinker of a first period against Nashville and just were never able to fully recover. Panthers dominated the rest of the game. Dominated the second, dominated the third, lost 2-1. Was only able to cash in one time. That was in the second period. And then, missing high, missing wide. So many opportunities the Panthers had. Could not cash in. Barkov missed another game, his 3rd in a row, I believe. Bennett missed his 4th in a row, I believe it was. And this Panther team now, 66 points, is 4 back of the second wildcard spot. They're 5 back of the first wildcard spot. The first wildcard spot, which they're 5 back, the Penguins have 2 games in hand. But the second one, where the Panthers are 4 back, the Panthers have 1 game in hand. But here's the thing. Right now, it's a 4-way tie with 66 points. The Panthers, the Sabres, the Senators, the Capitals. And then 1 point back of them is the Red Wings. So like I told you, it's 7 teams fighting for 2 spots. And those 7 teams are within 6 points of each other. The Panthers are not going to make the playoffs. There's no reason to believe after they won 3 in a row. I think it was 3 in a row, not 4 in a row. They won 3 in a row for the first time this season. And they have followed that with losing 5 out of 9. There is no reason to believe with 19 games remaining. 19 games remaining, you would figure the Panthers, you probably got to win 13 of them. Go 13-6 the rest of the way. The Panthers have not had a stretch like that all year. You want the Panthers to go 7 over 500 during this 19-game span, when over a 63-game span, they're 3 games under. They're not making the playoffs. So whether last night changed your opinion or not, they're not going to make the playoffs. And I think they're going to be big sellers today. Now, what defines big seller? Well, I think if you trade away good players and you don't add help, I think that makes you a seller. You know, we're hearing guys like Radko Gudas. We're hearing guys like Sam Reinhart. Sam Bennett, the injury situation, but we could hear about guys like Sam Bennett. I could see them trading away Anthony Duclair. Panthers are going to be sellers today. Today's not going to be a good day to be a Panther fan. Now, that doesn't mean that Bill Zito, the GM, wouldn't be making the right move if he sells today. But it's going to be hard to accept because you're only 4 points out. It's a bunch of teams you got to jump, but you're only 4 points out. And coming off of last year, besides 1996, the most exciting year in Panther history, best regular season in Panther history, and you're never in it, and you're a seller at the trade deadline. When last year you were a big buyer. Big buyer. I think today is going to be a really sad day for Panther fans. I think today's going to be a really frustrating day, and today's going to be a day that you realize, waving the white flag, throwing in the towel. That's what I think is about to happen today. I think today's a rough day for the Panther fan. So we'll see how it shapes up. But last night was pretty par for the course. Follow a great win with just a stinker of a first period, and they can't recover against Nashville. So that's where we're at right now with the Panthers. So and on Star Wars night, you can't win on... Who the hell cares? Anyway, so next up for the Panthers is tomorrow night against Pittsburgh, which no matter what happens today, tomorrow's a must-win game. Like, if you're still going to keep hope for the playoffs, and I think they're done. There you go. I said it. I think they're done. I think they're done. I think they're going to be sellers today. Excuse me. But tomorrow would be a must-win game. You're 5 back of Pittsburgh, who has the number 1 wildcard spot, and the Penguins have 2 in hand. Major swing game. You can cut that deficit to 3, or it could balloon to 7. So, I'm declaring the Panthers done. I think today is going to be a bad day. Bobrovsky was great yesterday. Can't fall hit. Only have 2 goals. But nonetheless, made great saves. He was excellent yesterday. 2 goals they gave up in the first period. Like I said, dominated the rest of the game and just could not cash in. So many opportunities. Really frustrating. So that's where we're at with your favorite little hockey team. That's where we're at with the Panthers. Hey, tomorrow's a big day. All right? There's a lot going on. But you know we got a new sponsor on ZASLOW Show 2.0, right? Broward Meat and Fish. Broward Meat and Fish has a grand opening tomorrow. They've had a soft opening. I was there last week. Broward Meat and Fish has a grand opening tomorrow at their newest Margate location. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, Broward Meat and Fish. If you love good food, if you're in the car, pull over to the side of the road. Stop what you're doing. We all want the best quality when we're prepping our next meal. Broward Meat and Fish, your one-stop shop for fresh meat, seafood, produce, a complete selection of groceries. You walk in there, it's a full supermarket. Broward Meat and Fish, frozen food, freshly prepared hot food, deli meats, they'll make you that boar's head sub, cheeses, wine, so much more. Broward Meat and Fish, I had no idea when I went last week. I'm walking into this massive supermarket. That's what we're talking about with Broward Meat and Fish. and get everything I need. Plus, you got the butchers and fishmongers at their full-service meat and seafood counters. They're going to prepare your selection exactly as you want it. You're going to get the perfect cut, the freshest flavor and quality. And here's also what I love about Broward Meat and Fish, right? It's South Florida. We're a melting pot. Everybody knows that. They've specialized in serving the Caribbean and Latin community in South Florida for almost 30 years. Broward Meat and Fish offers all the products that remind us of where we came from. You got stocks shelved with all kinds of international brands, including from Jamaica, Haiti, Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Peru. You're getting the flavor you love at Broward Meat and Fish. So go to browardmeatandfish.com. Find the location nearest you. I got one right here by me in Pembroke Pines. But tomorrow, you got the grand opening at the Margate location. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you got a big party. They're going to be raffling off prizes. There's going to be samples out there. There's going to be food. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be live music. I'm going to be out there with my man Juan. Johnny Cuba is going to be See, I got my Johnny Cuba hat, right? That means it's Fridays. You love the Johnny Cuba hat. You see, I got my Johnny Cuba camo hat. I'm wearing it right now. I'm going to be out there with my man Juan tomorrow. Johnny Cuba. Johnny Cuba's giving out samples. Plus, you can pick up the Johnny Cuba picante sauce made with the finest Jamaican peppers. They sell it right there at Broward Meat and Fish. Pick up a 6-pack of Johnny Cuba while you're there as well. Come on now. You know I love Johnny Cuba. A refreshing German lager in a can. That's how you get the weekend started, all right? Broward Meat and Fish has your 6-pack of Johnny Cuba. You remember, you always got to drink responsibly. And, of course, Johnny Cuba's mantra, stay tranquilo. I'm going to be there tomorrow with Johnny Cuba. So 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., come on out. Get a sample of Johnny Cuba. Get a sample of everything that Broward Meat and Fish is giving out. Come taste some wine. Have a great time. I'm going to be out there tomorrow afternoon. The party's from 10 to 4. I'm going to be out there in the afternoon, and here's the thing. I'm going to be giving away a couple pairs of Heat tickets. Heat and Hawks tomorrow night, all right? You want to go see the Heat and Hawks tomorrow night? I'm going to be giving away a couple pairs of Heat and Hawks tickets. They're good seats. Tomorrow night's game. Come on out in the afternoon to Broward Meat and Fish, grand opening in Margate. You come on out in the afternoon. It's going to be real simple. I got a couple pairs there with me. I'm going to be at the Johnny Cuba tent. You come up, you see your boy. Yo, ZASLOW, what's up? Have a sample from Johnny Cuba. Go check out Broward Meat and Fish. Here's a pair of tickets for tonight's Heat Hawks game. Tomorrow, be given away. You come out, you see your boy. Come on now. That's how we do it, right? So, looking forward to seeing you guys. You can come out. You can check us out. Well, I'll have a beer with you. Let's do it, man. Come on. And I'm going to set you up with a pair of tickets for the Heat. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.